Roses are one of the oldest traditionally used ingredients in witchcraft and pagan worship. They have been symbols of love for thousands of years, and in this video, we will talk about many ways you can use them. I love roses and grow them inside and out. I also use them in my personal pagan path. There, there are native species of rosa found around the world, but most species are native to Asia. Domestication of the rose began 5,000 years ago in China. Roses have feminine energy and are governed by the planet Venus. No surprise there. They correspond with the element of water. Roses are well known to represent love and are widely used in love spells. Hi, I'm Amy. Welcome to my channel. I'm a lifelong pagan, eclectic witch, and environmental educator. I appreciate all your positive support and comments. Check out the community tab where I often ask questions to get your feedback. We all know that roses represent love, but they also represent longevity, divination, and trust. I do understand that rose is a more expensive ingredient, and I will address that in a moment. So, for your different magical work, you might use rose oil, rose flowers, or dried rose petals. I purchased these rose petals on Amazon for about $10, so I didn't think that was too bad. However, wild roses are in abundance. In fact, the multiflora wild rose is native to Asia and is considered an invasive species in America. Spring and summer are an excellent time to harvest leaves and flowers. If you want to harvest the hips or berries in the fall, then don't harvest all the flowers. When pollinated by bees, they form the hips. Here's another trick to get a lower price. You know how gas stations and grocery stores sell bouquets? Well, if you see some that are not looking so good, ask if you can have them for half price or free. Since flowers aren't food, they don't have the same rules that some states have about giving away food. Anyway, then you can take the wilted flowers home, dry them out, and use them in the future. You can make your own rose water, great for adding to a bath or using to wash your face. Add a half a cup organic rose petals to 1.5 cups of distilled water. Simmer that on the stove for 10 to 15 minutes. Allow it to cool, strain out the flowers, and bottle the water. Store it in the refrigerator. Relax your body and mind. Self love is important for everyone. However, it isn't always easy. So take some time to love and be patient with yourself. Rose petals are great for a bath, and so is rose water. If you are looking for a relationship, here is a basic love spell. You will need a small mason jelly jar with a lid, 1 teaspoon of honey, 1 teaspoon of red wine, a single rose on a stem. You want to have both petals and thorns to represent love with healthy boundaries. 1 tablespoon each of the herbs lavender and rosemary, plus a cinnamon stick, a rose quartz crystal, pen and paper, a pink candle, and matches and a lighter. Cleanse your altar space. Light your candle, gaze into the flame, and visualize yourself meeting a new partner. Next, add the honey, wine, and herbs to the jar slowly as you focus on finding love. Hold the crystal in your hand and focus on that meeting where you meet a new partner. Place the crystal in the jar. Write your intention on a piece of paper in the present tense. So, for example, I will meet my future partner. Put the lid on the jar, extinguish the candle, thanking the universe or any deities you work with. I like to dress candles for certain spells or rituals. I did a video while making this one, which was for a friend who had just gone through a breakup from a bad relationship. So we have the rose petals as a way of expressing self-love, along with herbs for courage. We often use roses on our altars. This is my altar to Bast, the Egyptian goddess who was the protector of the home. She especially loves scents. So, in this way, I make an offering to her. In summer, I will offer fresh flowers, but in winter, I use rose petals or possibly burn some rose incense. And my altar to the Celtic goddess Epona. By the way, I have videos on both of these deities that I'll put in the description. Here I have placed rose petals surrounded by my turquoise necklace to represent and for protection. The Greek goddess Aphrodite and her Roman counterpart Venus are the most well known love goddesses. Aphrodite was the patron goddess of prostitutes and seen as a protector of women. Born on the island of Cyprus, Aphrodite is associated with water and seashells. One great way to honor her is to sprinkle rose petals on the shoreline of a sea, lake, or river. Doves, sparrows, and swans are associated with her. Swans are often a symbol of love and fidelity due to their long lasting monogamous relationships. And because I love those nature connections, this is the Aphrodite fritillary butterfly. They are very sensitive to temperature and are a bioindicator for climate change. Fairies and sprites also love a gift of roses. If you have space, planting a mini rose in a fairy garden is a great way to connect with the fae. Rose incense can help you create a calm, loving atmosphere in your home. You can make tea from the leaves, petals, and hips. Just make sure you purchase organic supplies, as pesticide use is heavy on roses. Or grow or forage your own. Herbal teas are not only fabulous natural medicines, but are great to use in spells, potions, or to sit down for a cup of tea with a deity or one of your ancestors. You can purchase tea, or even better, gather the ingredients and brew your own. I like a metal strainer that I can just combine the herbs in and stick that in my hot water. Typically, when you use herbs this way, you will need to steep them a bit longer than a tea bag, so 5 to 15 minutes, depending on what you're using. In my experience, rose pairs well with lavender. Another great combination, especially for protection, is rose and rosemary. Jasmine is also a powerful love plant and adds a light, fruity taste to teas. You may be interested to know that rose hips are often used in prosperity spells. Roses have a lot of high frequency energy that pairs well with spells dealing with wealth and finances. You can make an amulet or spell bottle to protect yourself from negativity or a bad relationship. The spell bottle on the right is from a pet protection spell, and I have a free download for that, which I will link below. Inside your bag or bottle, place cumin, cinnamon, rose hips, and a rose quartz. So we all know that roses come in a variety of colors. In the language of flowers, each color has a slightly different meaning. I'm going to talk about each color and some ways you can use them. Also, you may recognize a similarity to candle magic and how colors are represented. Pairing roses with candles is a great way to strengthen your intention. Red, white, and pink are the classic rose colors. Red very simply means, I love you. However, it also has more masculine and sexual overtones. Great in love spells and to draw attraction to yourself. White is eternal loyalty, the feminine, and represents the moon and the energy of the goddess. Great for spells that involve new beginnings. Pink equals grace, sweetness, and friendship. also powerful for self love and healing emotional scars. I love yellow roses. They are so cheerful. Yellow represents happiness and friendship, but interestingly enough, also infidelity and jealousy. It's popular in spells to bring about luck and prosperity. Orange is about enthusiasm and is used in spells where you want to attain more power and success. Black roses symbolize change and courage. By the way, black roses are not found in nature, but dyed for commercial sales. There are several very dark purple varieties. Purple is for enchantment and represents wisdom and balance. If you have a patio or yard, try growing a couple of roses. You can plant them in containers or right in the ground. Roses can be a bit finicky, so choose wisely. The knockout roses are hybrids bred for hardiness. Rambling roses are closely related to wild roses and are also quite hardy and easy to grow. Personally, I love heirloom roses because they smell lovely. To be honest, I shop for roses by scent. Most catalogs that feature roses will describe the scent and how strong it is. Also, sometimes I'm just attracted to the name. For instance, for years I had a sweet smelling rose called Voodoo Hybrid Tea Rose. You can buy roses bare root or as potted plants. They need at least 6 hours of sun a day. Plant them after the last frost in your area. The plant's crown should be ground level. They like well drained soil that's rich in compost. The soil should be moist but not wet. Mulch with straw or wood chips to retain moisture and keep down weeds. If you love plant magic, check out my video on pinecone magic. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you and have a very witchy day.